Slamdown is sponsored by BODYSLAM and Jam and WWE SMACKTALK and Impact Fan Nation. Welcome to another episode of Slamdown Livestream. Today we're going to be covering Payback. Now, quickly before I jump into Payback, there is some wrestling news that I quickly want to cover. For people that don't know, X-Pac was scheduled to be at IPW UK, which the IPW UK have come out and said that they haven't heard from X-Pac at all. They've replaced him on the card, but have still said they've heard nothing from him. And there has been no news from his social media account. We haven't seen him twint anything since yesterday. So, at the minute, X-Pac is missing. I'm hoping it's just a missed flight, or the flight's delayed, or it's something like that. But at the moment, there's been no news from him and no one's heard anything from him. So I do hope he's well and I do hope he's safe. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else of importance that needed to be covered? If you do manage to actually see anything from X-Pac, or if anybody out there knows him, can you please comment on Slamdown? Let us know he's safe. You know, because it is a bit of a worry for someone just to suddenly disappear. And X-Pac is not a type of person to miss events, miss bookings. He's normally at every event, and so it is worrying that he's suddenly disappeared without no trace. But like I just said, I hope he gets in contact with someone and that he's safe. Right, so we've got the first Raw pay-per-view, Payback, but we've got a SmackDown title being defended. Right, okay. The one thing that worries me on this is if Bray Wyatt wins this, does that mean Bray Wyatt is going back to SmackDown? There has been no information on that, which is a bit of a worry. There has been no comment on that at any point. So all we know, it's a House of Horrors match and it's Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, but that's all we know. The problem I had with this, with the shake-up and everything, there's been no sort of build. Yeah, we've seen Bray Wyatt on a screen, but we haven't seen Randy Orton go for Bray, or Orton really getting over in the story. It's just been Bray. Because on the last Raw, we saw Bray go for Dean Ambrose. So it's sort of pulled away from the whole Randy Orton thing. Which I can't understand on booking-wise and storytelling-wise, why they've gone that route with it. I could be wrong. This could be just my opinion, but that's what the feel I get from it. I'm skeptical. I really am skeptical of that match. The reason that I'm so skeptical is what happened at WrestleMania. The way that was all done, it's a bit like, okay, what am I going to get here? You know, is it going to be like how WrestleMania was done? And, you know, in my opinion, that was done badly. So is it going to be gimmicky like that, or are they going to make it more serious? Is it going to be a proper horrors match? It is a bit of a wait-and-see game, but I'm just fingers crossed that they do it in the right way. We have got a couple of WrestleMania repeats, especially with Neville against Austin Aries, which was on the kickoff show at WrestleMania. And also with the Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho as well. We've got that's going to be ending this show. And it's another one. You know, if Chris Jericho wins the United States Championship, then he's going to SmackDown. Which I can't really see that happening. You know, there's been a lot of rumours going around that Vince McMahon is not happy with Kevin Owens' weight. And that is one of the reasons why Kevin Owens is wearing a suit to try and cover his weight, which I think, if that rumour's true, then it's ridiculous. You know, he's always been over with the fans. You know, Kevin Owens is a fantastic wrestler. Always has been a fantastic wrestler. I just hope the rumours are not true. And I hope it's, you know, we're not going to get a stupid gimmick out of this. I really don't like it. I really like Kevin Owens as Owens fight. The badass that doesn't give a crap and just beats the crap out of people. That's the Kevin Owens I like. That's the Kevin Owens the majority of fans like. So I really don't understand what the WWE booking are doing. So this has always been the problem. It's always been the problem with the WWE is their booking. You know, I've said it for a long time. So storylines and booking. This is why I get slightly annoyed when people start bashing Impact Wrestling. Because I look at Impact Wrestling, I'm like, okay, you've got your storylines fixed, your booking's good, but people still want to trash the company and go, WWE's better, WWE's better. I'm sorry, I've watched WWE all my life, and I'm sorry, WWE is not the product it used to be. You know, Vince McMahon is using it as a business, not a wrestling product. You know, he doesn't listen to the wrestling fans anymore. You know, and that's happened a long time ago where Vince just doesn't listen to wrestling fans because he doesn't care. You know, if you think about it, you know, you think of even smaller companies, you know, they survive by their fans, by ticket sales and stuff like that. WWE, all they need to do, we'll bring another John Cena top out that the kids will love. Or another Roman Reigns t-shirt, kids will love it. You know, their ticket sales are expensive, yes. They do sell out on ticket sales, but, you know, it's mostly sales to kids. And I don't really like saying that, but it's the truth. It's the way the WWE have always been. It's hard to pinpoint when they did this turn. People said to point the finger at Vince, but there's many people that work for that company, and if it was just Vince McMahon, don't you think people have gone, right, okay, this is not working? Let's, you know, and pull Vince out. The WWE nowadays, it is about the money, and I agree with what Jasper Shaw has just said, and about the stockholders, which is true. But, you know, when WrestleMania comes around, it pulls the wrestling fans in because it's the nostalgia of WrestleMania, you know. And that's why the day after WrestleMania, the reason the crowd is so electric, because your wrestling fans are there. And they are vocal. You know, if you look at, let's say, NXT, for example. And if you look at how the crowd is there compared to Raw and SmackDown, the crowd is a lot more louder at NXT, a lot more vocal. You know, they get behind people, you know. And if they don't like something, they will tell you. But this is why NXT is such a great success. Because it's run by the right people, the fans are listened to, and it's run correctly. You know, to me, NXT is the shining star of the WWE. I still can't work out how they've messed up 205 Live and how they've messed up the cruiserweights. You know, the cruiserweights classics were brilliant, and now it's like, okay. You know, I know people are going to disagree, but I'm sorry, it's how it is. You know, the best time I've seen cruiserweights is the X Division. Now, people are going, oh, you want about TNA? It's comparison. You know, you have got to look. It's the only alternative that you can compare certain things to. But I'm always going to live in hope. I'm always going to have that hope that the WWE will get his act together and sort itself out, because I really want it to. I really want to be passionate about the WWE again. But we'll just have to wait and see. So, anyway, let's dig into my predictions. Now, my predictions, I've been quite spot on. I've always had 1 or 2 matches where I've been wrong, but the rest I've been correct. But what I do is I say the way I think it should go, and then I'll say the way the WWE are going to do it. So first we got Enzo and Big Kaz, against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Right, Enzo and Big Kaz was the big thing. You know, they had such a big push. The fans were behind them, but now it seems to have dropped off. And I've noticed that now when they come down to the ring, the fans are not as loud as they used to be. Now, I don't know if the fans are getting bored of Enzo and Big Kaz. I can't pinpoint it, but even though the crowd's got a little bit quieter for them, it's still louder than a lot of people on the Raw stuff. I can't see them burying the club. I think it's going to be the club victory, and I think there's going to be a twist here. And I've been saying it. I think Big Kaz is going to take out Enzo, because I think Vince wants Big Kaz to go on his own. That's what I think is going to happen. The way I want it to go, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, the way the WWE are going to book it, yeah, I'm going to say the same way. So I'm going to say the club on that one. After that, on the kickoff show, we've got Miz TV with special guest Finn Balor. So we've seen the whole Dean Ambrose and the Miz, and we've seen Bray Wyatt and the Miz and Dean Ambrose. So you're throwing Finn Balor with the Miz on Miz TV. Right. So you've just picked Finn Balor out of thick air because he's not on the card. Right. Okay. I think, you know, we'll probably get some shenanigans. Something's going to happen there. I don't know if someone's going to attack Finn Balor or Dean Ambrose is going to come and attack the Miz. Because we haven't got the Intercontinental title on defence, because the US title's on defence for SmackDown. See, this is why they say it's a Raw event. To me, it feels like a little bit of a SmackDown and Raw event. So yeah, that's it for that. So on that, I reckon someone's going to be attacked or something's going to happen. And finally, we've got a Cruiserweight Classic. I've got it on my mind. The Cruiserweight Champion Neville will take on Austin Aries, which was a WrestleMania kickoff show, which is now part of the Payback card. I have an eerie feeling that Austin Aries is going to get this title, and I think the next feud is going to be Austin Aries against TJ Perkins. I think that's the way it's going. I just hope they don't change the ring purple. Just keep the ring the same. Keep changing it, because it makes it feel like it's pre-recorded. You know, I've said that for a long time, and I still believe that. It's a vibe I get anyway. After that, Oh, actually, I haven't done my predictions on that ever. Well, no, I'll say Austin Aries, but I think the WWE are going to go with Neville again. I think Neville's going to get the victory over Austin Aries. But then again, who's Neville going to face next? You know, they haven't built anybody else to come after Austin Aries. I do think it'll be a title change, but I'm going to say with WWE's booking, they're going to say Neville, but I want Austin Aries to win it. After that, we've got Raw Women's Champion Bayley taking on Alexa Bliss. Now, I don't want to say this because I know some of you are probably boo me, but I'm sorry, but I'm hoping Alexa Bliss wins this. For me, Bayley wrestling ability is lacking. I've said this for a long time. Her finisher does nothing for me. You know, anybody can do a belly to belly. It's not a finisher of a match. You know, compared to the other women on that roster, she's the weakest. I'm sorry, but she is. But she has the chemistry. I don't know now, because I'm actually thinking of when she was on a podcast and she totally messed up. And yeah. Was it a podcast or was it Talking Smack or whatever she was on? And totally fluffed it. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to say Alexa Bliss on this one. I think the WWE are going to go with Alexa Bliss. I think they're going to change this and hopefully lead to a heel turn with Sasha Banks and see Sasha Banks go against Bayley. To wait and see, but I think that's the way it's going to go. After that, we've got Raw Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys. Please get broken. I'm sorry, but I think the broken gimmick is better than the Hardy gimmick. I think the Hardy gimmick, we've seen it. It's been done. It's kind of boring me a bit. There's nothing special. The broken, it gave them more character. It gave them more charisma. And I think if they became broken, I think the crowd would pop bigger than what they did at WrestleMania. I really do. You know, you still hear the crowd chant delete, delete, delete. And that's not going to stop. The crowd's suddenly not going to stop chanting delete. So they need to do the clever thing and keep them broken. You know, it's where they're at their best. You know, Matt Hardy excels in that character. I know they're going to probably keep it more grounded. You know, they probably want to have it done their own way. But I feel it can still go over. So, I think the Hardy Boys are going to win this and beat Sheamus and Cesaro. But this is what I would like. I would like Sheamus to hit the bro kick. Is it the no? It's not the bro. Is it not the? It's not the bro kick. Why was I thinking of the Hype Bros then? I want Sheamus to hit that kick on Matt Hardy, where Matt Hardy ends up flying out of the ring, laying on the floor, but he stays down. Jeff keeps battling. Keeps battling. Noticing Matt on the outside. Goes to Matt. And then he sits forward. His arms go out. And he goes, wonderful! Gets up. Gets in the ring. They start attacking. You see Matt bite the hand of Cesaro. Take out. Win the titles. And then when you see later on, going backstage, they go, Matt, how's your head? And then he plays the broken character. It's one way they can implement it. Because then he's still been hit in the head. I really want it to go that way. I feel that's the way it should be and should go. I just think broken Matt would be over a lot more. I really do. And I think that's what the WWE need to do to also make max money. Because you think the amount of people that would buy that merchandise, if they don't go with the broken gimmicks, I feel the Hardy Boys might have the same fate as the Dudley Boys, where after a year they fade down. That's it. That's what I feel that's going to happen. The reason I feel that's going to happen because there's nothing to the Hardy Boys. Nowadays in wrestling, they have a person has more fibre, they have more character, they have more about them. The Hardy Boys, without the broken gimmick, are just a team that are brothers that do insane stuff in the ring. Character-wise, there's not much that about them. You put broken, you've added a more of a character to them. And also, if they did it and the Hardy Boys split, and Matt was broken and they split, Matt could have a match against Bray Wyatt. Because think about this, Bray Wyatt is the god, you know, the whole follow the buzzard thing. You know, imagine him in the middle of the ring and going to Bray. The 7 deities have spoke to me, Bray. And calling out. It just writes itself. Matt Hardy against Bray Wyatt as Broken Matt could be one of their best storylines of the year. That's the way I see it. But it's hope. You know, all we can do is hope on that, but that's the way I'm hoping that goes. So either way, I think it's going to be the Hardy Boys winning, and it'd be nice for them to go in that direction. But with the WWE, I think the Hardy Boys will win that. United States Champion match. Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. Right. There's a couple of factors why I don't see Jericho winning this. And, you know, he's banned of touring again. So I think Jericho is coming off WWE television. That's why it'd be silly to put the title on him, have him go down to SmackDown, and then he's got to lose the title so he can go away. You know, the best point for this, let Kevin Owens win. Jericho announces he's done. Move forward. Still feels weird that they've got a SmackDown match on a Raw pay-per-view, but, you know. But I believe it's going to be Kevin Owens win, and I really don't like the Kevin Owens gimmick so far. I'm going to give it time. You know, they can turn it around. But if he's playing this whole stupid Face of America gimmick, I'm not buying it, and I'm not into it. Now, this match. Now, to me, this is the match of the night for me. It's the one I'm looking forward to. Seth Rollins against the Destroyer, Samoa Joe. I think this match is going to stand out and overshadow everything on the pay-per-view. Now, we don't know what the House of Horrors is, but I'm on about match quality. Samoa Joe is a phenomenal athlete. So is Seth Rollins. These two are outstanding. And then putting these together, amazing match. You know, there are other matches I want to see. I want to see Samoa Joe take on Finn Balor. I want to see Seth Rollins take on Finn Balor again. You know, there's a lot of potential around this area. I think it's going to be Seth Rollins is going to get the win. I think Joe is going to lose this. But I think it's going to be close. Or is Samoa Joe going to win this? And is Samoa Joe going to want Brock Lesnar? Or is Seth Rollins going to go against Brock Lesnar? Which we've seen Seth Rollins, Brock. I would actually like to see Samoa Joe against Brock Lesnar. You know, I think it's a match with a lot of potential. And I think it's the way the WWE should go. You know, there's no guarantees they will go like that. But, you know, we've got hope. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. But prediction-wise, I think it's going to be Seth Rollins. That's why I think the WWE are going to book it. But I would prefer Samoa Joe winning this. Next match is the House of Horrors. Now, I don't think this is going to be a traditional match. I think this is going to be something like what the Hardys did. But instead of in a woods, I think this is going to be in like it says, a house of horrors. So I think it's going to be in a house, and there's going to be different horrors, different scary stuff going through. You've got to remember the WWE is still PG. There's a lot of lines that they won't go to. They don't want to scare kids watching the pay-per-view. So they are going to be careful how they tread with this. So I can see it being an okay match. I think Randy Orton's going to keep the title because I think they want to, you know, if Bray Wyatt wins this and he's WWE champion, it messes everything up. So I think Orton's going to win this and then go to SmackDown, and then they'll move Bray on to go against Dean Ambrose is what I reckon they're going to do. So I'm going to go Randy Orton, and WWE booking-wise, Randy Orton. Now, the main event to me, meh. Not because it's a match, it's the person in the match. With Roman Reigns taking on Braun Strowman. Right, my problem, right. Now, there has been people that saying Roman Reigns is good, and a lot of people that says Roman Reigns is bad. Wrestling ability, he's improved. His mic ability, not great. But the problem is them pushing him down as the top guy. Please, turn him heel. The fans want it. He's getting booed every time he comes out. How can you play someone as a good guy when they get booed every single time? To me, it doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Really, really don't get it. You know, the fans cannot stand him. You know, we don't like the way he's used. That is the problem. Now, the only way this can be fixed is turning him heel. You know, they had a perfect opportunity going where he could have gone, this is my yard and I don't care what you fans think. Boom, you've done it. Just a simple switch. And the fans would have gone, oh my God. Because no one would have, you know, people don't expect him to turn heel now. I think a lot of us are just giving up. It's like, yeah, it's not going to happen. If we're honest, that's how a lot of us feel. It's not going to happen. Vince loves him too much. But I'm still carrying hope. Hope that he does turn heel. And they can sort of do it with Braun Strowman. You know, if he beats Braun Strowman, they can sort of still turn him heel through that. Don't know exactly how they would do it, but it needs to happen. It's just boring and sad now. Not too happy about this being the main event. But if it's staying the main event, I hope it's epic. I hope it goes backstage again. It gets a bit, where Braun Strowman uses his strength. And we get the holy crap moments. We can hold hope, but I know what the WWE like, so I'm not going to hold too much hope. But I want it to be Braun Strowman wins this, but I reckon with the way things are going, it's going to be a Roman Reigns victory. So that's all my predictions for Payback. And I just want to say again quickly, I really hope that we do hear from X-Pac and that he's safe. I will be doing the Payback review on Monday at 9 PM GMT, reviewing the show. In about an hour and a half, will be on air again. So that is at 9 o'clock GMT. We'll be on again with the Impact Wrestling review with me and Charles, digging into everything Impact Wrestling, reviewing the show, and then talking about all the Impact news. So thanks to everybody watching. I'm Ashley Friend. I've been your host of Slamdown, and I'll see you again later.